Welcome to Within the Madness. This is the women's edition. We going through the games tonight on this side of the brackets. Following this, we'll do Within the Madness, the men's version, because the men's are on they're I think what are they, a round or two ahead. The men's are moving on to 16. The women's moved on to the round of 32 between yesterday and today. So we're gonna get started with last night in the Mercado region, the 8-9 matchup. AC South Florida, they beat Washington State 57-53. Tasinki had 18 points and 5 rebounds. In the Alamo region, Stanford ran past Utah Valley. We all knew where that was going to go, 87-44. Kiana Williams led the Cardinals with 20 points. As far as tonight goes, we had a couple games that are literally in the process of ending. Bradley in Texas, it's 81-62 with 25 seconds left. Texas advancing, shocker. Louisville, that game's final, they beat Marist 74-43. Marist outscored Louisville in one quarter. From every quarter there on after, they scored less than 15 points. The next two quarters was 9, and they finished the night with a grand total of 10 in the fourth quarter. Louisville turned up like a 2 seed you expect a 2 seed to do. Haley Van Lith, 17 points. The Texas Bradley final, it's official, 81-62. Charlie Collier, surprise, 23 points, 15 rebounds. WNBA lottery pick has big game. Cool. Potential top 3 pick has big game. As Ray would say, there's not too much to add here, so we're going to move on. We have some upsets today, but as far as the Riverwalk region goes, they were off today. The women's isn't like the men's in terms of, these two regions play today, then the next two regions, they just try to get these games out the way. Riverwalk had more games played yesterday than I think the other regions. Today, Alamo and the other regions kind of caught up. Yeah, third seeded Georgia, they closed the game strong to beat 14 seed Drexel 67-53. Former Maryland Terp Jenna Stady with 19 points, 7 rebounds. All right, here we goes with the madness started on the women's side today. The first day, everything went as planned. No issues, no madness. Today, anarchy. 13-seeded Wright State with the win over 4-seeded Arkansas, 66-62. Angel Baker led Wright State with 26-12. Chelsea Dungy had 27 in the loss for Arkansas.
I'm speechless because you don't really expect mid-majors on the women's side. You gotta understand, people that don't know basketball gotta understand it's a difference between the men's and women's side. The talent pool on the men's side is deeper. It's not a disrespect to the women's. It just is like the women is top heavy. So in the Power 5 conferences, they dominate because they get the top players out of high schools for a reason, and internationally, you know what I'm saying? So they always have a talent advantage when they go against mid-majors. Arkansas got bullied. That's an SEC team getting bullied by a mid-major. You don't normally see that. That's why I'm just dumbfounded. I'm like, and when I mean by bully, I mean bully. Like they lost the battle on the boards 44-30. You understand what I'm saying? Like Arkansas is bigger, had better athletes. You don't normally see them get nobody in the Power 5 conference when they face mid-majors, unless they just luck up and just have all-time great. Like when I was covering GW a few years ago, they had John Quill. You know what I mean? And somebody like that, or Delaware when they had Deladon. Those are rare situations or whatnot. Typically, when they face mid-majors don't have no answers for the monsters that they have, not just inside, but even on the perimeter with the athleticism and skill that they have. That's the first thing that jumped out at me when they lost the battle on the boards 44-30. And that just faded their possessions, and they capitalized on it. They scored, so the game was close. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like it was a blowout, but those little things, similar to what we say on our resident professional team, is what causes you to lose in a do-or-die situation. And I think that was the difference. They out-rebounded them, which means they got more second chance points. I mean, they got 15 offensive rebounds. Those are extra points. Or you get a foul and get to the free throw line. So it's like, honestly, if Arkansas controlled the boards, they win the game. Because being honest, Wright State couldn't guard them. They was fouling them. They put them on the free throw line. But in the half court, when they wasn't fouling, they locked Arkansas up. And when Arkansas missed, they got the board. They went down to score.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that that shocked the hell out of me, man. And it was on a neutral court. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, man, kudos to Wright State, man. They came to play. So you got to look at them like they're dangerous because now they're confident. They're like, we got Arkansas about here. Why should we be scared of any Power 5, high major program, any team we face moving forward? We got a chance if we just do what we continue to do.
Yeah, I think their aggression from jump, I think it put Arkansas on the heels, man. I don't know if they was prepared to get punched like that. And yeah, they was rattled for a second till they settled in. But yeah, man, Angel Baker, my goodness. 26 points, 12 rebounds. I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Played every minute, dog. Played all 40. Like, you gonna feel me the entire game. Hey, man, the Wright State coach went to the hood. She get, look, we gonna get them dogs. We gonna get some dogs. They ain't scared of nothing. We gonna come out here. We gonna do what we gotta do. But yeah, that was tough.
And then Wright State showed some composure because Arkansas tried to storm back in the fourth, but they held on, closed that game out. That's big time, man. So yeah, kudos to them. And like Cardell said, they definitely should be considered dangerous moving forward. Armed and dangerous.
And that's kind of the theme we saw today. Even like Cardell said, some of the lower seeded teams, some of the mid majors, putting up big boy fights because they had bigs, and their bigs went nuts. Like when I was going through looking at these stats, man, monstrous doubles for everybody. If you had a good big, they went nuts.
Hey.
Look, man, it
seems look. You know what it does. You know what it does for you when you got quality bigs, especially if you're a guard. You can focus on doing guard things. I ain't got to worry about doing my guard things, going down here, boxing out these monsters, getting the board. Like, I could just do what I do. You see what I'm saying? Life is so much simpler, man. So yeah, but yeah, you're right, man. It was, and that's not the only upset. I know we're gonna get to the other one.
Man. Oh, wait, there's more. There's they went from all chalk on day one, where like everybody got all those games right on day one. Day two is like, so guess you guys haven't seen us play this year. Burn your bracket, game by game. 7-10 matchup. Again, we're still in the Alamo region. Northwestern did their part to advance past 10-seed UCF. Lindsey Pugler with 25 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Not a shocker there. Northwestern is annoying to play in the Big Ten. Some of the teams that beat them in the Big Ten, they're built to beat Northwestern. Everybody doesn't have this stuff that bother, you know what I'm saying, that gives Northwestern issues.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't have those things, Northwestern's annoying to play against. They just lock you down. They play at their pace. Seems like they physical as hell. They got 4 guards that love pull-up jumpers and can hit them comfortably. They just grind you until the game's over. And if you're not used to it, their guards are bullies.
My bad, just now. Goddamn Terps. And let me turn this off, man.
Well, we're going to talk about the positive Terps in a little bit. We're going to get there in a little bit. Missouri State, they did their job. There's a 5th seed taking on a 12th seed. They used a strong third quarter to create separation to get past UC Davis 70-51. Jasmine Franklin, again, monstrous doubles is the key here. 17 and 17. People don't even know how to have regular doubles today. Like nothing for the light. In the Mercado region, it's one of those upsets, right? You guys mentioned it. BYU 11 seed with one of several upsets on the day. Paisley Harding had 28 points, lead her team past 6 seeded Rutgers. Arella Garantes, she had a 30-piece, but it was in the L. BYU won the 4th 26-16. I'm gonna go get this clip. Y'all have at it.
Turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Turnovers kill Rutgers bad, and free throw shooting. They shot cool. They shot 73%, but both teams got the same amount of free throw attempts. BYU shot 20 of 23. Rutgers shot 17 of 23. Rutgers lost by 3. It literally came down to who's more efficient at the line. And that's what you get when you get 2 quality teams on any level. It's the little things that separate you, man.
Mm-hmm.
And right tonight, BYU, they did the little things better than Rutgers. I mean, I feel for I'm a big Vivian Stringer fan. I'm a big fan. I love her, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest coaches of all time, man or woman, any level. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they got to help her out. Her players, I mean, Carenta is, like we said, she going to be in the WNBA. Can't have 7 turnovers, though, and 4 fouls. So you force, even though she played 40 minutes, but you had, you know, 4 fouls. So you was putting the other team on the line, and they knocked it down. You can't make those mistakes, and they know better, you know, especially Carenta. She definitely knows better. But Paisley Harsley, her counterpart, she had 28. So she went to work her as well. 8 for 10 from the line. Gonzalez, 10 for 11 from the line. Gustin, 2 for 2. Only 3 players got free throws from BYU, and they knocked them up down. They ain't played any games. So, and they didn't turn the ball over as much individually. As a team, yeah. But individually, no. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't, well, Harding did, yeah. She had 9. So her and Guarentes obviously were going back and forth, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But she was just more efficient, you know, and that's why we harp on defense, man. Like, if it's a shootout or both of y'all off, it's like who's going to get that stop? You know what I mean? And clearly BYU got that stop, went to the free throw line, and they converted, man. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because on paper, Rutgers look better, but in these type of things, we all know in the tournament that don't mean nothing, man. It just don't. So little things is the reason why, you know, Rutgers lost this one.
Yeah, man. Then when you like neither team could take care of the ball, but BYU, they took advantage more than Rutgers did. Had 22 points off 20 turnovers. Rutgers had 13 points off 19 BYU turnovers. So that was some separation right there. Then, man, that foul on that 3-point shot, like 30 seconds left. Yeah, that's one to think about, man. That was once that happened, I was like, yeah, it's a wrap. But yeah, man, BYU toughed it out. And like Adele said, the little things, man. When the matchup is even like this, that small stuff gonna tip the scales, and BYU took their business.
All that tween step back crap you see on these little workout videos and stuff, that don't mean nothing in these games. It don't mean shit. It don't mean a damn thing. If you don't know how to do the little things, you don't know how to think, you don't know how to execute, you don't know how to think when you tired as hell, everything hurt, you exhausted. That's what it is. It comes down to mental toughness. And BYU had a little bit more.
And we're still not done with people that got pushed and or upset. We're gonna keep moving along though. 4 seed Indiana, they handled 13 seed VCU, 63-32. Mackenzie Holmes led the way with 14-7. 3 seed Arizona, they weren't about to get upset. The Arizona's not going out like that. They rolled past Stony Brook, 79-44. Trinity Baptiste with 18-6. Here we go. One more of those upset things. Let's go ahead and get this one for you guys. It's tough out here, man. It's and may I say before we get to this, this is why a lot of folks are screaming about like this freshman class and how some outlets have done a horrible job giving the entire class love. We're seeing some of these freshmen that everyone to get a chance to see all year show out in this tournament. They showed out in the conference tournament. One of them went nuts in a conference tournament, and she showed out today too. Cardell, you're gonna love this stat when I get to it. But 5-12 matchup. Gonzaga's going home. They were the 5. Belmont knocks off Gonzaga 64-59. Freshman guard Destiny Wells, 25.7 assists, 0 turnovers.
Man,
I mean, she couldn't be guarded. They couldn't guard her. What else? They couldn't guard her. I mean, sometimes it's just self-explanatory. Nobody on Gonzaga can guard her. Yeah, and you saying they're not getting enough love. I mean, you know, certain people got to give more love to other freshmen than who they focusing on. I'm not going to, you know.
I'm gonna say, you know, the outlet that's in the same state as Connecticut, as UConn, I should say. There's other people in this country. I was appalled, shocked, and disturbed and offended seeing the same Paige Becker's highlight package the first day of the women's tournament. And again, I'm a UConn fan. This is ridiculous. For every game, they did not play till 8 p.m. And again, Destiny, this has been a wonderful freshman class. Like whether if you have her at the top, that's cool. Have that discussion. But if you're gonna bring up everybody else too. If you got time to talk about everything she did this year, go talk about Caitlin Clark. Go talk about Van Lith. Go talk about Destiny Wells. Like that's all I'm saying is if you have not. And the sad part is y'all got the resources. Like we already know covering women's basketball. Everybody doesn't do their due diligence. We already see how the NCAA is going with some of the stuff coming out online. Not even just with the weights and stuff like that, but I don't know if y'all saw what's going on with like the media coverage side of it, where what's being allowed, like what's being afforded, like not enough photographers. We're at women's games, things like that. So when you log in to go pull pictures, some people had to use pictures from last year's tournament for this year's for the first round gamers. Like it's stuff like that. And again, you who we're talking about right now, you have more than enough resources. Like there's no reason for that package to be replaying like that all day when they play at 8. It should only been played at 8.
And that's why I always emphasize, let me get on the baseline, get my own pictures. Obviously, it's not enough cameras and stuff like that. I know I'm going to get a shot that I can use and want. And two, I don't feel like paying somebody for something I can do. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main thing. I can get down there and get busy. So it is what it is, you know. But like you said, put more people on TV. You know, it's just as simple as that. And we can all see them because, like us, we focus in the DMV. We believe me, we have enough to cover here. It's a lot, and we ain't even doing everybody we can. You know what I'm saying? Especially with COVID going on. So it's always a resource. So it is what it is. Belmont pressure outside of Wells doing what she did. Belmont's ball pressure it took Gonzaga guards out their game. It disrupted them all game. Like you said, that Wells ain't feel nobody. She ain't even have a turnover as a freshman. She's cold as ice. She keep this up. We might have to put in the John Wick crew. That's the exclusive group. You can't get in there unless you cold blooded. But she keep it up. She gonna get in there. But as a team, they had 6 turnovers. Gonzaga had 20. That's game. That's game. There ain't nothing else to talk about. But when you start turning over 20 times, like, yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I ever played in a game where we did that, man. That's all my life. That's a fear. That's you know, if you do that, it might be some games you don't play coming up, and damn sure in practice it's gonna be hell. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even want to have those problems. So I'm definitely gonna take care of the ball. You know, Townsend from Gonzaga 6, Truong for Gonzaga 3. Their guards, Truong. Their guards. I mean, dang, it was 13 turnovers, or 13 out of 20 turnovers. Like you beat yourself. Because obviously Belmont, I mean, the ball pressure did it because they couldn't handle Gonzaga's size inside. That's why the game was close. So if you just took care of the ball, got the ball inside, as you saw in the clip, pick and rolls there all game. They were scoring off there easy. That y'all win this game running away, but y'all can't even get past half court comfortably. So and then you got Wells cooking you on the other end. It is what it is, man. It's very simple. They couldn't stop Wells, and Belmont guards could stop them.
Yeah, man. And Wells, like the first quarter, I think it was 19-13 Gonzaga. Wells had 11 of the 13 for Belmont. So she stopped it from getting ugly early. And then the second quarter, Belmont came out with 11-0 run, and Gonzaga was just on their heels from that point on. Like then with it's like with the added pressure, you know, and it causing turnovers, it's a wrap, man. Like,
Jesus.
Then once that thing get rolling downhill, Belmont confidence start getting inflated. You know, they get comfortable, and next thing you know, here we are talking about an upset.
Like y'all said, that young woman was comfortable out there, game on the line, throwing pocket passes with no worry of anything happening negatively. Because again, nobody could stay in front of her.
Oh, half court getting ripped like that, dog. Nah, son.
Well, we know what's probably high on someone's wish list next year, recruiting wise, and if it's not, that's tough. Texas A&M. There was a 2 seed, 2-15 matchup. They got pushed by Troy. Shout out to Troy. It was 84-80. Sierra Johnson with 16 and 14 to lead Texas A&M. Alexis Dye had 26 points and 11 rebounds in a loss for Troy, but Troy pushed them. I just want to hear what y'all got to say about that
one. Turnovers. They had 18. That's a lot. Especially as the lower seed, you can't give that team that many more possessions. Alexis Sy and Felmus Loranga, we seen in this tournament on both sides where a dynamic duo will get you up out of here, and they almost did. They had 46 points, 22 rebounds between them. So I mean that's tough, but they were 4 for 23 from 3. That hurt them, and just the better team won down the stretch, man.
Shout out to Destiny Pitts for hitting those big clutch free throws late in the game, especially off the bench. She scored 4 over 7 points with those free throws down the stretch. They needed every one. they literally needed every one. Otherwise, it might have got real crazy in overtime. But I mean, they weren't afraid. They did all the Troy grinded it out. They out rebounded them. They got up into them defensively. Took away Texas A&M's size advantage, made them fairly inefficient from the field. And the only difference was the free throw attempts, and Texas A&M made a couple more threes. They just made a couple more shots. That's literally what it came down to. Otherwise, Troy would have got that W. So, shout out to them. Like I said, man, it's getting there. That the depth in the women's game is starting to get crazier and crazier. So you gotta come ready to play, man. And that's the beauty of the tournament. It's a team you might not even have thought about watching or think about, so you had to play them, and they well prepared to handle you. Their system and their scheme, they're well prepared to handle you. So, gotta keep an eye on Troy moving forward. But yeah, that was a hell of a performance, man. Because when I looked at the bracket, I'm like, all right, Texas A&M, who else they gonna have? It was just like that.
Troy said,
Yeah, not so fast,
They gotta get past round 1 first, and they did. They survived. They advanced. That's what it's about. But definitely with that point that you brought up, that the women's game is getting there in terms of the depth, because it's going to be crazy. A lot of these teams, a lot of the top teams, we've been seeing happen little by little over the past couple of years. All these recruits ain't for sitting on somebody's bench at the top school, just being loaded all the time.
And now, before you get started, that's why I think it was Skylar Diggins last year. Mm-hmm. She was like, we're going to have to start thinking about expansion too much, because there's some nice players that don't get to play in the WNBA that are WNBA players. And I'm like, yeah, we just, no doubt, I'm with her. We can start by bringing back the Houston Comets. We can start with that. And then we keep going.
Yep. Nah, they need at least 2 more teams. And you know where we really saw that? During the bubble this past year, when people opting out. Seeing a whole lot of folks took steps, leaps, and opportunities, like seize those opportunities. Just like we know, I'm looking forward to it around the league this year. Like those training camp invitations, it's about to be wars out there this year coming up.
Man,
hell yeah.
Completely honest. All you young women that are in the tournament, and this ain't the NBA. That first round pick don't protect you from nothing.
Especially here in DC. Savall whole mission. Best players, bro, come with me.
That's not the only place out here where it's like that right now. All the movement that's happened to in the league, like hey, look, I hope y'all on y'all P's and Q's. We've seen it's been a draft class like not even 3 or 4 years removed. They not all here anymore.
Killer be killed, dog.
Yeah, they definitely need to add a couple more teams, man, because 12 teams ain't a lot, dog.
Not at all.
Man, but to wrap this up in the hemisphere region, last region of the night, 7-10 matchup. Alabama held off the Tar Heels 80-71. Huge game from Crimson Tide guard Jordan Lewis. She had 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. It's Alabama's point guard. 2-15 matchup was Maryland and Mount St. Mary's. Went about as you expected, 98-45. Terps started a little slow, and that was literally like a 5 to 6 minute stretch. They settled it on defense, and look, man, it is what it was. The second quarter was 25-4. You guys pretty much got the picture from that. Ashley Owusu finished with 20 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists.
Leave her. Leave her.
Boy, I wish I had the quote so I could share it verbatim, but it was Mount St. Mary's coach talking about, playing Maryland. She's like, man, they got 6 or 7 pros over there. Like, we knew what it was coming in.
Yeah, she's seen her grow up throughout high school being in there. She know what Ashley is. She know what Reese is. Yeah. She know what Mimi is. Yeah. They've been killing for a long time.
So it's not hyperbole from Mount St. Mary's. It's the truth. Like Cardell said, she is perfectly aware of what's over there. And again,
not to cut you off, I saw Sue Bird shout her out. She shout out Maryland a couple days ago. Whatever.
Her and Rapinoe. Yeah. Rapinoe her and her wife, Megan Rapinoe, shouted out Owusu. And, Maryland immediately responded. It was after practice. So Owusu took a picture doing a Rapinoe pose. And, so Rapinoe's over there. There's a love affair there from
marketing, man. Got to market, man.
Hey, man, you gotta make the
get that soccer money. Get some of that soccer money.
Man, I mean, those are eyes seeing them tweets. If you're Maryland, you do what you got to do. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Maryland tomorrow night on the Focus TV. Not gonna waste too much time here tonight because we talk about everybody. But before we get off here and move on to the men's side, just want to give you guys a couple quick updates on the late games that I omitted. Oregon's leading South Dakota after the first quarter, 25-8. UCLA is leading Wyoming 23-11. The Oregon South Dakota game is in the Alamo region, and the UCLA Wyoming game is in the Hemisphere region. So with that, we bid you guys good evening, and we'll be back in just a little bit for the men's side of Within the Madness for today, March 22nd.